And I'm not even entirely sure what he was trying. I'm not even entirely sure what he was trying to do. Like, I saw somebody. I saw somebody tweet out. They said, well, I get what he was trying to do, but that was still a really bad decision. I'm like, well, I don't even get what he was trying to do. Like, was he just trying to was he just trying to catch the ball after? Was he just trying to catch the ball after it went out of bounds, and he just misjudged the timing?
It'd be nice if we could talk about a Browns playoff win too, but you know what? Look, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
About that last year.
It's fine. You know what? Look, the Browns need to be humble. I think Baker Mayfield, the Browns organization, Jimmy Haslam, they all need to be humble.
That's so Humble by Kendrick Lamar is the Bengals play it at the like every time the defense gets off the field. Mm-hmm. And it's fantastic.
Boom, boom, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they do play that song right there. I be jamming. I had a nice little time at the Jungle. I mean, I enjoy the Jungle. I mean, like, I think y'all stadium. I mean, honestly, I think all the stadiums in the AFC North are bland, with the exception of the Ravens Stadium. Like, that's not just y'all hear me criticize my stadium all the time. So I'm not just saying that. I think all the stadiums in the AFC North, somebody who's been to many NFL stadiums. I can tell you that the AFC North is lacking in stadiums. I'm telling you that with confidence. Like, I'm not like, don't go like, oh yeah, why are you burning our teams? Like, no, our stadiums suck. Like, let's be real. Like the Bengals, I mean, like, they're fine for like a college level, but they're not NFL standard. What they build in the stadiums they're building in the NFL today just make the stadiums in the AFC North just look like garbage, pretty much, or bland. That's what I should say.
I mean, I guess, but I think there's also something to be said about the fact that it's football, and like the AFC North football stadiums are all football stadiums. They're not like like Dallas got this big giant palace and the flashing lights, and then there's like the Raiders stadium, and it's like basically a giant casino. Well, it looks like a giant casino. But it's actually a football stadium. So, and like I get that a little bit, but like I think there's a little bit of there's some charm in the AFC North stadiums. Yeah, they might not be the most high tech, they might not be the most whatever, but they're fucking football stadiums. Damn it, they're not they're not like these like massive like state of the art like fucking things that are intended to bring people in who aren't even into football.
See, I get that
they're fucking football stadiums.
I get that, but come on, man, come on. I mean, like, and like I'm not saying they have to be indoors, but come on, man, like. Come on, dude. Like when Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl ring for the Bengals, y'all build a new stadium, you're gonna be like, yeah, this is pretty awesome.
Well, yeah, but we're still gonna build a stadium that makes sense in Cincinnati. We ain't gonna
I get it.
We ain't gonna build the most Mercedes-Benz dome in Cincinnati.
I get it. You don't have to. You don't have to. I'm not saying you have to do that. All I'm saying is all right. So like when I look at it, okay. So when I look at the stadium, I'm thinking like, first of all, so like a lot of stadiums, any stadium could look nice interiorly, right? The bowl could look nice. The bowl looking nice is one thing. I will say that your seats, the Bengals seats, are more spaces than Brown seats. Brown seats were all like this. Bengals seats, y'all got the seats designed for Southerners, so fat people. So I just said that on camera. So y'all seats are more. So y'all seats are bigger. So I like that. I noticed that. I will say as far as walking around the Bengal Stadium, I hate walking from one side of the Bengal Stadium to the other side of the Bengal Stadium because you gotta go downstairs and you gotta go upstairs. It's just like, it's just so inconvenient. But the Brown Stadium is not that easy to walk through either. It's not. There's no space in the Brown Stadium. It's very cramped and it's very cold. There's nothing to shield you from the cold in Cleveland. In the Brown Stadium, you just in the thick of the cold. Everything looks like it's falling apart in the Brown Stadium. It looks unoriginal. It's just orange. Congratulations. The Pittsburgh Steelers stadium, their stadium just trash. It's just all it is the high school stadium that's disguised as a NFL stadium. Steelers stadium is shit. Like I don't care. Like people visit be like, oh, Heinz Field is so beautiful. Like, okay, it's a nice view, but the stadium itself sucks.
Is it even a nice view?
Yeah, you get to see a hill. It's not even a mountain. It's a giant hill. It's not a mountain. Don't call that a mountain. I've been to Japan. I've seen mountains. That is not a mountain. The Appalachian Mountains aren't mountains. They're just glorified hills. I said it. The Rocky Mountains, those mountains. Those are real mountains. Those are man mountains.
All right. So, Thomas, I can't wait any longer. We got to talk about this Bengals playoff win.
All right, cool. We'll talk about it.
It's the first, I mentioned in the intro, it's the first playoff win, 31 goddamn years.
Yeah, ever since I killed Bo Jackson.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It came against the team. It came against the same team it all started against. We killed Bo Jackson, but the Raiders still won that game. And that was unfortunate. And I'm not, that sucks for Bo Jackson and all his fans and everything like that. But we got cursed for 31 years, so I don't even want to hear it.
I don't think the Bo Jackson fans care anymore. I don't think they're like, dang, the Bengals won. Bo Jackson is rolling in his bed right now because the team that injured him. Has to go outside and shoot. Yeah, by the way, I heard Bo Jackson's a great hunter.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's great at archery too.
So this game, man, it really felt a lot like that last Bengals Raiders game that happened, because if you recall, I think I can't remember if I mentioned this on this podcast or not, but I've definitely been talking about it all week. I definitely talked about it on my YouTube channel. But the last time that the Bengals played the Raiders, it looked like we blew them out. It's not entirely true. I think we won 32-13, but the reality of the situation was that was actually a really, really close football game until the Bengals kind of pulled away at the end.
Yeah.
And so basically the same thing played out this week. Joe Mixon couldn't really get a whole lot going, but Joe Burrow was absolutely fucking electric, dude. He he had like 110 quarterback rating or something like that. Like Joe Burrow, the last I don't know the exact number, but like last 8 weeks or something like that has just been on fire. This guy's been playing elite football, and he's been playing like the best quarterback in the league, like bar none. I mean, there's no comparison for the way. Now, I'm not saying Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the league, but I'm saying the way he's been playing lately has just been insane. He started the season being kind of, interception and turnover prone, but he hasn't been doing that at all lately. The Bengals didn't turn the ball over once against the Raiders.
He's definitely top 5.
Well, I think he's top 5 in general, but I'm saying the way he's been playing the last however many weeks has been the best in the entire football league.
You know what's crazy about this, and it's like the thing that he's not getting enough credit for.
What?
That Joe Burrow doing all of this with a horrible offensive line.
Well, you see, that's the thing. The offensive line is not horrible.
Is it? Or is he just?
It's not.
Is he just good? It's Joe Burrow not holding the ball too long.
Well, he is sometimes actually holding the ball too long. That's the problem.
Okay.
Joe Burrow does not get rid of the ball super quickly. But I will say some of it is Joe Burrow making his offensive line look better than it is. But some of it's Joe Burrow and his playing style making the offensive line look worse than it is. Joe Burrow gets sacked and hit a lot, but it's because of the way he plays the game, partially. And I mean, like Jonah Williams completely and utterly shut down Yannick Ngakoue this week. On the right side, we're having issues because we're playing our backup right tackle because Riley Reif's out for the year, and then right guard has been kind of an issue all year because of Hakeem Adeniji and Jackson Carman and Xavier Su'a-Filo, and just like this rotation we've had at right guard. So on the right side of the line has been kind of an issue this year, and definitely was an issue against the Raiders because Max Crosby was just absolutely feasting. But I'd say that the rest of the offensive line really did their job. Like, the Raiders defensive tackles didn't do particularly well against our defensive interior. Quentin Spain had a good game. Trey Hopkins had a good game. Really, like I said, it's like, is this offensive line great? No, by no means. But I think they're near average as far as their playing abilities. I think it's just the Bengals offensive scheme that sometimes, creates situations where the Bengals end up with more pressure in Joe Burrow's face than he probably would get. Then like Andy Dalton, for example. I don't know if Andy Dalton would be getting sacked as much as Joe Burrow is because Andy Dalton plays the game a very specific way. But the important thing to note, though, is Joe Burrow, part of the reason he plays in that style is because he can handle the pressure. And in fact, he almost kind of invites the pressure because when he's being pressured, that means there's probably somebody open downfield.
Yeah.
And he'll find that guy.
I'm just watching this. I'm watching the game right now on my computer. Yo, by the way, like Derek Carr had such a bad first half. I was just like, man. I mean, he came back in the second half, but like honestly, though, on the low, like I wouldn't get rid of Baker Mayfield to go after Derek Carr. I wouldn't give up assets. I wouldn't give up assets for Baker. I just maybe it's because like I'm not in the crowd that think that Baker Mayfield is the worst quarterback on earth. Because I think that you could probably get. I honestly believe you can get Derek Carr production out of Baker Mayfield.
And that's and I totally agree with that. I feel like moving from Baker Mayfield to Derek Carr would be a lateral move. I feel like both Baker Mayfield and Derek Carr have the potential to play like a top 10 quarterback in the league. I wouldn't call either of them top 10 quarterbacks, but I would say they both have the potential to play like top 10 quarterbacks at times. They also have some things they need to work on. But again, this is what we've been talking about for like the last however many weeks, Thomas. It's like, okay, if you move on from Baker Mayfield, then you better have a damn good plan to replace him because, I mean, you can't just go get anybody and they'll be better than Baker Mayfield. Like, you go, like I said, you go get Derek Carr, and I mean, he's not hurt, so maybe that's an upgrade. Maybe, you don't have to worry about him rehabbing an injury over the offseason. And he's also a little older than Baker Mayfield. He's got some, he brings a little bit more experience to the playing field. Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of things that, replacing Baker Mayfield with Derek Carr, it would be a little bit of an upgrade, but not enough of an upgrade to justify the price you'd have to pay.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, y'all are so lucky to play a team like the Raiders because like the Raiders really aren't a playoff team. I mean, like they almost lost to the Browns' third-string quarterback, but like it's just like stupid stuff.
They outscored Justin Herbert and the Chargers to get here. They almost came back and beat us.
The Chargers, but you gotta look at the Chargers though. The Chargers, they had a hot start, and then they had a really, really hot start. But those last few weeks of the Chargers wasn't substantial. That's why they're not in the playoff right now.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not discrediting. I'm not discrediting your loss.
I think the Chargers are just barely under the threshold for what defines a playoff team. The Raiders, I think the Raiders are just maybe not just given the way things played out, I think the Raiders were just as worthy of being a playoff team as the Patriots were. And they're way more worthy of being a playoff team than either of the Pennsylvania teams. So, the Raiders are decidedly a wild card team.
Yeah.
But I don't think that means they didn't deserve it.
Oh, no, I'm not saying, okay, I got you. I guess I'm being bitter right now because, But like just like the play where McFadden kicked the ball and it always went out of bounds, and that idiot on the Raiders was like, I want to pick it up and then go out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
Wait. Oh, yeah. McFadden. I'm like, McFadden doesn't play for the Raiders anymore. What are you talking about?
No, he kicked the ball. Isn't that his name? Oh, McLaughlin, McLaughlin, wherever the kicker's name is. McLaughlin.
Yeah, McPherson. McPherson. If he had, if that ball had gone, if that guy hadn't interfered with the ball, and I'm not even entirely sure what he was trying. I'm not even entirely sure what he was trying to do. Like, I saw somebody. I saw somebody tweet out. They said, well, I get what he was trying to do, but that was still a really bad decision. I'm like, well, I don't even get what he was trying to do. Was he just trying to catch the ball after? Was he just trying to catch the ball after it went out of bounds and he just misjudged the timing? Like what benefit does that give you? Why would you take that risk? I don't know. The Bengals. There were a few times the Bengals did luck out in this game. To be fair, but lucky plays happen in general, and the fact of the matter is, the old Bengals would have, not taken advantage of those lucky bounces.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't want to discredit y'all. The defense played well. Joe Burrow played like Joe Burrow. Kudos to him. Joe Mixon stepped the game up. Was it freaking Jamar Chase looked like Jamar Chase? That's always good. So I mean, like it was just all around a good game. Bring on who y'all playing next week?
Titans.
Ooh, yeah, I might be. Do they have Henry back yet?
They do have Henry back yet, but
He's not.
They do have Henry back, but he hasn't played since week 8, and he hasn't had a good game since week 6. So I'm like the one piece of apprehension I do have though, Thomas, is our defensive line right now is got a lot of injuries. Larry Ogunjobi just announced before we started recording this podcast out for the year.
Oh man.
So we lost Larry Ogunjobi, but we got BJ Hill though, so I'm not too worried about it. But then you've got Mike Daniels is hurt and might not be able to make it back. Josh Tupou, we're not entirely sure if it sounds like the Bengals are maybe thinking he could come back for this game, but if not, you have no depth behind DJ Reader and BJ Hill.
Okay.
And I've seen some people like Jesse Bates jokingly said in his press conference, like, "Oh, well, I texted Geno Atkins, and we're going to try to get him back." But man, Geno Atkins, I think, is like fully retired. I don't think he's, from what I'm hearing, it doesn't even sound like he's in playing shape or anything like that. So I think that was just a funny thing that Jesse Bates was saying. It's not. There's no actual validity to it. I don't think Geno Atkins is coming to Cincinnati, and that would be great. That'd be such a cool thing, especially if we could beat the Titans and then Geno Atkins could get in there for a couple of plays. That would just be a great way to come full circle with him. But I don't know if I think that that's realistic.
I like how in football you could sign free agents literally at any time, but you can't trade for players whenever. So I mean, so like if I was a player and I wanted to be a playoff team and I had like 1 year left on my contract and I was the last year of my contract, I would tell my team to release me week 16, week 17. Put an Odell Beckham. Just release me.